Hey, Norah,
Hey, Dad.
do you know why the speeding car went into therapy?
I don't know.
It had too many breakdowns.
Oh, that makes sense.
What are we talking about this week?
Thinking it had too much baggage, but that didn't make sense. But that was what first came to my head.
No, that definitely does not make sense. What are we talking about this week?
Talking about my first ever ticket.
Welcome back to the Norah and Dad show. As always, I'm Dad, and I'm here with Norah. Hi, Norah.
Hi, Dad.
Big, busy week for you the last couple weeks, huh? Monumental firsts. A whole bunch of firsts, including your very first speeding ticket, which I'm really
Yeah.
sorry about. But before we get into that, last night you were busy texting your mom and I a whole bunch of pictures from a food tour you did, but we didn't really get
Yes.
to talk about it. I just saw the photos of the yummy food. So what was the deal? Who was running this food tour?
Some organization in Columbus, but it's for my Global Scholars class.
Okay, so this was part of a class for school.
Yeah, so we have a meeting sometime this week. We are doing this thing with a university in Paris. It's like an American university, but it's in France. So most of the students that go there are from the States, but we're doing like a cultural comparison with them. So we're going to talk about what we learned on our food tour, what the different restaurants were like, what the environment was like, and then I guess they're going to talk about it as well.
Awesome.
Based off of Arab immigration in France.
Oh,
Because there's a lot of Arab restaurants in Paris.
Did you go to an Arab restaurant last night?
I did. It was my favorite one.
What kind of food was it?
It was Yemeni food.
Okay.
And it was
Tell us about Yemeni cuisine, because I don't know anything about it.
I don't really know much about it. It was pretty spicy.
Okay.
I ran out of my water at that stop, but it was really good. They eat with naan bread instead of utensils.
Okay.
We had the spoons for our soup, but it's very family style. So there was like 10 of us. So we all shared it. We had the big bowls that had just come out of the oven, and they were like these pots full of stew. So there was a bean stew, like a red bean stew with tomato paste, and then a goat stew with mashed potatoes also there.
Like goat meat? Was it really?
It kind of tasted like goat cheese a little bit, which I guess makes sense. It had like that tanginess to it.
I don't think I've ever eaten goat.
It was really good.
Okay.
So that was our third stop. Our first stop was at this Brazilian restaurant where I tried potato salad for the first time. Apparently that's very Brazilian.
Potato salad?
Yeah.
I think that is more German than Brazilian.
Apparently there's a lot of German immigration to Brazil.
Interesting.
Is what I was told by the person who's running it.
Really interesting.
I'm going to pull up my picture so I can describe exactly what was on it. There was this cake type thing that wasn't very good. The texture was weird. There was like steak, which was super good. It was like a sirloin. There was Portuguese sausage, which was my favorite part of it. It was really good. Donovan would have liked it. There was a plantain, which I took a bite of, and then someone told me it was banana, and then I couldn't eat any more of it.
Plantain is it's in the banana family.
Not a fan. And then there was like a tomato onion salad.
Okay.
So that was the first stop. Very yummy. And then the second stop was sandwiches from Vietnam, which we wouldn't think of that as typically Vietnamese food. But there's a lot of French influence in some Vietnamese cuisine because of the colonization. They learned how to make bread out of rice flour. And they made like baguette sandwiches, and it had pork and a bunch of greens, shredded carrots, cilantro, jalapenos, mayo. Had like 3 different types of pork on it. That was really good too.
Okay.
I don't think they used rice flour though for the bread that they made because it tasted like DeBella's.
Oh, so your brother wouldn't be able to eat it.
No, but if we were to have, maybe it just tasted, I don't know, it tasted too good to not have wheat in it, but maybe it did. Or it didn't. And then we went to the Yemeni stop, which was so good.
Okay.
And there we had this soup thing to start it off, and then they had hummus. I will say it was not as good as Uncle Mike's hummus, though. The tour guide was hyping it up about how good it was, and I was like, it's good, but it's not Uncle Mike's.
Okay.
And then we went to a Filipino restaurant, which was really good. And then we finished the night with Mexican ice cream, which is delicious.
Yum. What a fun thing to do.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
I would love to do it again. I want to take you and Mom. I don't think Donovan would be able to eat a lot of it, but I guess they do accommodate for... But I think Donovan's too picky of an eater to do it because I
Yeah.
don't think he'd try a lot of the stuff.
So we'll be down on Sunday for your choir concert, but I don't think we'll be able to fit in a food tour while we're.
No, but another time. It was so good.
All right, we will pick a weekend and we'll do International Columbus Food Tour.
Yes.
Score.
It was so good.
Okay, awesome. A few days before your food tour, you did you text us, or I think you called us?
No, I called. No, I texted you
Did you
first because I was in the middle of being pulled over.
Yeah, and you said, "Don't be mad," which we weren't. But when you're however many miles away you are, please don't start messages to your parents with "Please don't be mad," because that makes us think something like horrendous happened. And I know to you a speeding ticket is horrendous. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't that horrendous.
Oh, I was going a lot faster than I thought I was. I remember I texted you, was like, I was going 38. I was not going 38.
How fast were you going?
I don't want to tell you, it was bad.
How fast were you going?
46.
Okay, in a 25.
I thought it was a 35.
Okay.
Which, I just went down that road the other day. He totally speed trapped me. I maybe had, if this is how long the road is,
Yeah.
I had this much time to realize I was in a 25. It went from 30, like he got me like right after I passed the 25 sign from a 35.
Yes, he totally speed trapped you, and that's what they do.
I probably would have gotten a ticket regardless because I was going 11
Yeah,
over.
that's what they do because that's their job. Their job is to. I take that back. That's not their job. Their job is to keep things safe. And I think when you tell me you were going 21 over the speed limit, you probably deserve.
No, he deserved to pull me over.
You definitely deserve the ticket. When I thought you were only going 10 over the speed limit or 11 over the speed limit, I thought he should have cut you a break since it was he could see that you're a new driver and you've never had a ticket before. He should have cut you.
I totally deserved
He
the ticket.
should have cut you a break and given you a warning. But if you were going 21 over the speed limit, you definitely deserved a ticket. And I'm glad he wrote you a ticket. I don't know, but you definitely deserve the ticket you got.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Because there was like he's like, you can appeal it. I was like, there's no reason to appeal it. I'm guilty.
Yes, but I've gotten several tickets in my lifetime that I did not have to pay because the cops did not show up to traffic court. And if they don't show up, the prosecutor they don't have a case. They don't have a witness. So they have to dismiss the ticket. Now that's in the city of Cleveland where
they have more cases.
So many. Yeah. And the last thing an officer wants to have to do is to go into downtown Cleveland and go spend their morning in traffic. That's just they just don't want to be bothered with it. So I don't know if it's still the case because knock on wood, I haven't had a ticket in a long time, but it used to be back when I was like 20 years ago or 25 years ago that if you just showed up at traffic court at least in Cleveland, the odds were in your favor that the ticket would get dismissed because the cops wouldn't show up. And as a lawyer, I got to cut the line. They always took lawyers it was really designed so like people who were there with their clients. But if you were a lawyer that was just there representing yourself, you can go to the front of the line. So instead of having to sit in the courtroom for 6 hours waiting for them to call your case, you would just go first and you could leave. So it was easy. My office was like pretty much across the street. So I could walk over there, appeal the ticket. The cop wouldn't show up, but in 15 minutes I'd be out with no fine and no points on my license. So
I'm currently appealing another ticket from Ohio Wesleyan.
What is going on?
Okay, so my RA sent me a message at the beginning of the semester saying you can park in Smith over the weekend. They don't ticket during the weekend. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
Very stressful weekend. Didn't feel like parallel parking when I got back from the ER the other day.
Yeah.
So I drove into the Smith lot and I parked my car and I said I'll move it on Sunday before the weekend's over. I go this morning to go to Polaris. There's a ticket on my car.
How much is that ticket?
It's only $30, but I'm appealing it because I'm upset.
But you should. And
I'm saying I was told false information. It's not my fault.
You should get a written statement from your RA.
I have a written statement. I have it in a message that she sent to the entire floor.
Oh.
So I will be sending that. There was no place to put an image, but in my email I said, please, can I submit proof somewhere? Because I was very angry this morning.
You're probably going to lose.
But I was told fake information.
Because the rules are the rules. You need to stop getting tickets, my dear.
That one wasn't my fault.
That's really not your fault.
No, it's my RA's fault. And I love my RA, but she shouldn't have lied to me.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. They should pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. They should pay for the ticket.
We'll see. I might be able to get some money off of it. But I'm going to keep parallel parking.
What is the reputation of public safety down there? Do they typically give breaks to students or do they?
I don't know. They're pretty nice,
Okay.
though. We'll
keep me
see.
posted. You'll have to give us an update on a future episode of what happened
I
with your.
promise I'm not a bad reckless
I
driver.
know you're not a bad reckless
It's
driver.
bad
You're just
luck.
racking up the tickets, though.
I'm doing driving school, so
How's that going?
it's
Are you good?
going. I didn't do any over the
Are you good?
weekend, but I did one on
Are you actually going to
Thursday.
finish it this time?
Yeah.
Please do, because you really don't want points on your license. It's really going to make the cost of your insurance go up. Speaking of which, it's after the 1st of the month, and you owe me car insurance.
I do.
You do.
It hasn't gone up yet?
Not yet. Finish those classes.
How will it go up? Probably after the first of the year.
I don't probably went.
I only have until December 30th to get it done, but I'm going to try to get it done before
I think
winter
our
break.
insurance renews in April. So probably in April or February, maybe February, whatever, sometime after the first.
It'll be done before then.
Sometime after the first of the year. Like I said, look, in the grand scheme of things, tickets are not the end of the world. When I was still in high school, my first ticket, I was a senior in high school, and my first ticket was when I ran over a live human being with my car. So
can you tell me that story? Because I don't think I've heard that one before.
I was driving to school. I didn't have a car, but there were days when your grandpa, he was in a carpool, so he would have a ride to school. So I would have a car to use to take to school. So I was driving to school, and I drove my buddy Mitch Goldstein, who lived down the street. He would ride with me to school. And we're driving down, so that the road that intersected off the street I lived on, we were driving down that road, and I was making a left onto like the main road that would go to where my high school was. And it was really cold that morning, and the window was all frosted up. So my mistake was I didn't wait for the window to fully defrost before I started driving. Always let your window defrost. And so I turned onto the street, and the street ran east-west, and I was driving east, and I hit this really bad early morning sun glare from the sun rising, and it hit the frosted over window, and I really couldn't see a thing. And then we felt this thump, and my friend sitting next to me in the passenger seat, he's, I think you just hit somebody. And I'm like, a car? And he goes, no, I think you hit somebody. So I pulled over, and there was this woman lying in the middle of the road.
Was she okay?
Yeah, she was. Her name was Dolores Ritchie. I still remember her name. Dolores, if you're listening, sorry, I ran you over 35 years ago.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing that.
She also couldn't see out of her window, so she pulled over to wipe off her windshield. So she got out of the car to try to scrape her windshield off, and so she was standing on the driver's side of the car trying to clean off her windshield. And then as I went past, because I couldn't see either her car or her there, my side view mirror clipped her. So my passenger side view mirror clipped her as I was driving by.
So you didn't like full on hit her?
No, I didn't full on hit her, but she fell. She had some cuts and some bruises and whatever. The cops came. Your grandma was driving to work and drove past me and just about had a heart attack when she saw like me on the side of the road with a whole bunch of police officers and whatever. So I got a ticket.
What did they charge?
I think probably reckless driving or failure to yield, not attempted manslaughter. I didn't get handcuffed. I didn't get read my rights. Dolores Ritchie sued me. So
did she
really? She
really
did. Yeah, she sued me for her damages. And so the funny part of the whole story was, so she sues me, and then 6 months later, there was a public library next to my high school. And so 6 months later, I am at the public library. I had gone to do some research. I must have had a research paper or something to write for school, or who knows, but I'm in there to do some research for something for school. And lo and behold, Dolores Ritchie, the woman I hit with my car, was at the circulation desk at the library having a conversation with the librarian about that very accident and how she was, in her words, she didn't recognize me, or she didn't recognize me. I can still picture her to this day. She was like maybe 5'8", skinny. She had like short, like brownish, like auburn brownish red hair, curly on top, but short on the sides. Okay. She was older. She was probably she was probably my age now. She was probably 50. So she's talking to the librarian, and she goes, yes, some teenager hit me with his car. And so I'm listening to the conversation as I want to hear what she's going to say, because I know now she doesn't recognize me because she's still having the conversation. Yeah, this teenager hit me with his car, and I was really okay, but I went and talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer told me to go to the doctor and run up a whole bunch of medical bills, do physical therapy, whatever, so we could build up a whole bunch of damages that we can then collect in the lawsuit since the kid was so clearly in the wrong.
I mean, would you tell your client to do the same?
No, I would
Really?
not do that. You can't fake injuries for just because you want to get money.
Could she have claimed emotional damage?
Anyway, I told my lawyer, and then I never heard about the lawsuit again. So
Oh, it probably
I
got
think it got dropped.
then.
Yeah, because she couldn't keep her mouth shut. So the moral of the story is don't keep your mouth shut when you're involved in litigation. Yeah, because you never know who's listening, and you never know when the teenager that ran you over with his car happens to be that you don't recognize is right behind you at the circulation desk at the library when you're telling the librarian how all of your damages are made up and fake. And that's not why I became a lawyer, but
I'm gonna become a lawyer.
no, you're not.
I'm not. That's too much reading. Too much work.
Yeah, so did you try because this worked for your mom once, I really have to go to the bathroom trick?
No, I should have. I should have cried or done something. I was so calm.
Because there's two.
I literally pulled me over because I knew I was getting pulled over. So I was like, yeah, I was going fast. Okay, that makes sense. Pull over. Before he even gets to the car, I have my license and my registration and my insurance pulled up on my phone, and I just hand it all to him.
You didn't freak out when you saw the sirens?
I just shut down instead. I was like, oh, okay.
So usually your two get out of jail cards with the speeding ticket is either crying, which works for you. It wouldn't work so well for me, I don't think. If the officer came, and I'd probably get tased if I started crying when the officer came to give me a speeding ticket.
I know, all my friends said I should have cried. They're like, I've gotten out of a ticket for crying.
Yeah, crying, or oh my God, I'm coming from dinner and I had too much soda and I really have to pee and I'm afraid if I don't make it back to my dorm, I'm going to wet my pants. That's the other, and that worked for your mom when she got pulled over once before I knew her. That worked for her and she did not get a ticket. So there are ways to get out of tickets, or you just make a run for it and hope you can outrun the police officer.
Oh no. You know what? I was very honest. The officer that gave me a ticket was very nice.
I'm sure he was.
I wish he wouldn't have given me one, but he was very nice.
Did you admit, yes, I was speeding?
I was like, he asked me how fast I was going. I was like, probably 40, because I was like, I normally go 5 over the speed limit is typically what I do. And he was like, do you know what the speed limit is? And I went, 35? And he went, no, but is it 25? I went, oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Busted.
My friend told me my first mistake was knowing how fast I was going.
Your what?
I shouldn't have told him I knew how fast I was going.
Yeah,
but I was like, he knows how fast I'm going, so why would I lie about it?
Because his radar could be wrong. Maybe it hadn't been calibrated in 10 years, and his radar was wrong. But now he has.
He didn't use a radar. What did he use? Because I have my ticket with me right here.
He didn't use radar?
No. I have my ticket right here. He used laser.
Okay. Maybe the laser hadn't been calibrated in a dozen years, and the laser is unreliable.
You can get arrested for not wearing a seatbelt?
You can't get arrested. You can get a ticket for it.
That's what I meant.
You can also get a ticket for texting while you're driving.
I know that. That was an extra $100 onto the ticket if you were distracted.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you were probably going to get the ticket regardless. So, and as long as
that's okay.
And as long as you're not drinking and driving or doing something incredibly stupid, going 20 miles over the speed limit isn't great, but it's not the worst.
I didn't know.
But it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. But as long as you're not doing something incredibly stupid and reckless, or worse, drinking and driving, your mom and I aren't going to get mad at you. These things happen, and this will not be the last ticket you get in your lifetime. So.
For the records, then since the ticket, I've been going 25 or less on that road.
Now, but that legitimately, cops do sit right where the speed limit changes to get you, which is why.
See, I think that's so unfair.
So you really have to slow down before the speed limit change, before the sign, because once you hit.
I was slowing down. I remember hitting my brakes.
Because once you pass the sign, then the speed limit then changes, and then they could technically, which he did, right? He could get you and pull you over.
I was in the middle of braking.
You learned an expensive lesson. How much was the ticket?
$180 with the classes.
$180 with the classes. Ouch.
My show paid for it.
Yeah, your show paid for it. That's not how you want to spend your You're walking around. You're
not
walking
gonna
around
say
money,
it's
but
fine.
yeah.
I'm just gonna work over break.
There you go. There you go.
And a lot over the summer.
There you go. You will replenish the coffers while you're home.
Well, yeah, and over the summer I don't have to give you money for a car. That's where most of my money went.
Oh, because you paid for the car.
Paying you back for my car. Yeah. I'd be handing out money to everybody if I hadn't paid for that
You'd be
car.
making it rain. You'd be walking around the door just like.
I'd be offering to pay for people's meals.
No, you would not be. No, you would not be.
Okay, I paid for August's meal when they were in the hospital.
That was very nice of you. Is August doing okay?
Yes.
Your friend do?
I also paid for Adrian's meal because they couldn't get food when they were in the ER, and I was like, "You can pay me back another time. I'll get you."
Your friend who had to have an emergency appendectomy,
which was my idea.
Oh, to go to the ER.
Yeah.
So what was the deal? Were they were just not feeling well or having stomach pain?
Intense stomach and chest pain. Couldn't move. Couldn't walk.
Yeah, then it's time to go to the. That's a reason to go to the ER.
We were thinking urgent care first. Then I went, that sounds a lot like appendicitis.
Look at you.
Maybe we should go somewhere. We should go to the
Look
ER.
at the big brain on Norah. Good job. You might have saved their life.
I hope so.
A ruptured appendix that's no joke. That could kill you.
Cole was telling me that he almost died when his appendix ruptured.
Yeah, that's no joke. It could legit kill you.
Because his mom waited a day. She didn't realize that it just bursted. Because he was, I forget how old he was, but he was young. So he was like, oh, your stomach probably just hurts. You're being dramatic.
Got it. Oh, man.
I thought my appendix burst once. You took me to the ER once.
We did. You were having really bad stomach pains.
I just had a stomach
ache.
Yeah,
we don't. Yes.
I think it was my fructose issues.
You tend to be a little overly dramatic with the medical issues. That's okay.
No, my fructose.
I know the fructose. I know that didn't make you feel good, but you can be a little dramatic with the medical.
But I think that's gone away because I really don't react to sugar. That I had so much garlic and onion yesterday.
And you feel okay?
It wasn't all of that food. I feel fine.
Interesting. Maybe the Smith food. Maybe that cured you of your fructose.
Maybe there's no seasoning in any of it. Although I have a new go-to.
Yeah.
It's not healthy, but it's food.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have bow tie noodles.
I like bow tie noodles.
They have melted butter in the omelet station. Put some melted butter on that and put a lot of Parmesan on it.
That sounds good.
It's not very healthy, but it's food.
I'm trying.
I get my protein at lunch with my sandwich.
Oh, your deli sandwich.
My deli sandwich. I had so much protein yesterday, though. I'm like proteined out.
You're proteined out.
I've never eaten so much meat.
People need to go back, and we did an episode in June of 2022 about your fructose issue. So people want to learn all about your fructose issue. They can go back into the archives.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Pour Some Sugar on Me is the episode title. And they can go back and listen and learn all about your fructose issue. So what's on the agenda for the week? I know we'll see you next weekend.
I have to go shopping.
For the choir concert. You need an outfit.
Don't remind me.
What is it?
I'm gonna go to the men's section of
black pants, black button-down shirt. I don't have. If I had a black button-down shirt, I would give it to you. I don't have one.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna need it for next semester too. Just wish I could wear a dress.
So even is it an all-girls choir or are there guys in the choir too?
No, it's mixed.
It's mixed, and the girls can't wear dresses.
No, or skirts. No jewelry, no perfume, no unnatural hair color. He's very strict.
No unnatural. So if you have like purple hair, you got to dye it for a choir concert?
I guess. I'm keeping my nose in. He's going to have to deal with that. That's not coming out.
He said no jewelry?
Yeah. I don't know how to take it off, so it's staying.
No, if you take it out, it's going to close. Yeah, no, that can't come out. Fight for your right for a nose stud. We're
doing a dance? Oh, you're not ready for it. It's very show choir-y. I didn't think it was going to be, but...
Oh, I can't wait. Oh boy, I'm super excited. Would you like your mom and me to take you out for a nice dinner before we head back after your concert next weekend?
Yes,
okay,
please.
We can do that.
Yes,
we can certainly do that. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. An unexpected visit. I didn't think we were going to do that too, but I didn't think we were going to see you until Thanksgiving. So I'm excited.
I know. Oh, and you have to bring me my medicine. That's the more important reason why you're coming.
Your what now?
My medicine.
Oh,
I'm going to run out of.
Where did I put your medicine? Did I pick it up? Oh, you have to order it.
Yeah, okay. I can't order it yet. I'm going to wait till down to less.
Make sure you have refills, because if there's no refills, you got to do that now because they're going to have to call the doctor.
Smart.
You okay there?
Well, yeah, I choked on it.
Oh.
Anyways.
Yeah, so check and make sure you have refills. Otherwise, you got to fill it now so that the doctor can, because it could take up to 3 days for them to get the message.
Request refill. No, one refill before May 21st.
All right, so you will be able to. So then just do it like I would do it like Wednesday, and then I'll pick it up, and then I'll
Okay.
because if there's a chance they don't have it in stock, then maybe even do it on Tuesday.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. And then I will remember to. I had forgotten about that, so I'm glad you reminded me. And I'll remember to bring it.
Oh, I'm not forgetting. Don't
I'll
worry.
remember to go get your medicine and bring it down. So
Perfect.
awesome. Yeah. So I didn't think we were going to see you, so I'm excited we get to see you before you come home for Thanksgiving break.
And the choir sounds pretty
Good.
good.
I'm
Pretty good.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. We'll update everyone on the next episode.
And on the election, hopefully
Oh,
we'll have results by the
yeah.
next
So
episode.
this goes live on election day, and
Oh, it does.
and hopefully the country is still
Kamala's skit on SNL was
Oh,
really
she was
good.
great on SNL last night. I got a little teary watching her. I'm cautiously optimistic, so we can.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we can come back and we can do a little election recap too. All right.
Oh, I hope it's the recap we want.
I know. Oh goodness. All right.
I brought down the mood. I'm sorry.
Not helping my election anxiety. We'll see everyone back here on the podcast in 2 weeks. I will see you on Sunday at
Yay.
your choir concert. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Love you, kiddo.
Love you too.